Hey, friends, welcome to season 5 of Miss V the Storyteller podcast. I am so excited about this season. I'm going to be doing something a little different. Actually, it's something that I used to do when I first started, and that was simply sharing stories. Well, this season is called Retro Stories from the Past. What I'm doing is digging back and going into the past and pulling out some stories. Oh my goodness. All the stories are my own personal stories of things that I've gone through. These stories will make you laugh. Some of them is going to pull at your heartstring, and a couple of them is going to be like, oh my goodness. So sit back and get ready for some amazing stories. Today's story is called The Runaway, Me. Can you believe it? So, as you all know, that I was very shy growing up. I kept to myself. I pretty much didn't get into any trouble for the most part. And my siblings took advantage of this. They would blame me for everything, everything. They would tell my mom I did things, and sometimes I wasn't even around. And my parents, they would believe them. Well, this particular day, my mom came home and something had happened in the kitchen. I don't know what it was. She went in the kitchen, and the first thing my sister did was blame me. My mom turns around, looks at me, and proceeds to punish me for whatever it was. And I'm looking at her like, what? Because today was not the day. That day was not the day because I was tired of my siblings blaming me for stuff that I didn't do. So this day I said something. I said to my mama, I said, I didn't do it. And you didn't even ask me if I did it. Now, in the past, whenever she would ask me if I did it, I really didn't defend myself. So she probably thought there was no need. Well, on this day, it was a need. I was tired, y'all. So I looked at her and I said, I didn't do it. And I said, you know what? I don't even like living here. I don't like you and I don't want to live here no more. So I'm going to go find me somewhere else to live. My mother, with her calm, cool, and collected self, turned around and just walked away. I was hot. I wanted her to say something, but she didn't. So I proceeded to my room. I grabbed this white suitcase that I had. Well, all the scraps was broken. So if I held it up, if I had to carry the suitcase, I had to put it underneath my arms to keep it closed. But I didn't care because that was the only suitcase that I had. So I rammed as many clothes as I could in that suitcase. I grabbed my baby doll because you know I couldn't leave her behind because she was my only friend. She was the only one that didn't lie on me. I love that baby doll, y'all. Anyway, let's get back to the story. As I proceeded to the front door, I hear my mom in the background and she says, don't forget to put the bottom lock on the door when you leave and good luck. What? She still didn't come behind me. I don't think she cared. As I opened the door, I put the bottom lock on with an attitude and slammed the door and walked out. Now the plan was to go down the railroad tracks. Now let me tell you a little bit about my neighborhood. In my neighborhood, it was pretty much all family. And if it wasn't family, the people that wasn't family was kind of like family. So everybody knew everybody and would snitch and tell on everybody's child. Yes, my neighborhood. So if I went down the railroad tracks, nobody would see me because on both sides of the railroad tracks, it was trees. So nobody could see you. So I proceeded down the railroad tracks, me in my raggedy suitcase, my 7-year-old self, and my baby doll who loved and supported me. Yes. But then the plan started to fall apart. It started to get dark. Now, if you or a child of a certain age, or better yet, if you have Black parents, you know the rule, and it may be white parents, but in Black households, you had to have your butt in that house before those street lights come on, because if you get caught outside and the street lights was on, let's just say you would not have been a happy child. So it had started to get dark. And I'm looking around and I'm like, this plan of yours, I don't know if this is good. Not to mention, I didn't have anywhere to go because everybody knew me. So if I went to somebody's house, they would just call my mom and tell her where I was. So after a few minutes and looking up and starting to see the sun settle down a little bit more, I turned my little chubby 7-year-old self around and was going back home. I was flying because I was scared those street lights was going to come on, because even though I was supposed to be running away, me getting in that house before the street lights come on, I was not going to add another case to me already running away, slamming the door and talking back to my mama. Oh my God. So I ran up to the door, and I remember, oh my God, the bottom lock was on. Now, in my household, once the bottom lock is put on the door, no one was coming in the house or going out of the house. Those were the rules, point blank, period. I had to what? Knock on the door. I had to knock on the door and beg my mom to let me in. You know, she took her time coming to the door. When she finally got to the door, I was scared to death, crying. I mean, my chest was literally hurting. My heart was coming out of my chest. That's how hard I was crying. I was scared. And the street light had just come on, y'all. I'm like, Mama, open the door. Help me out. My mother calmly opened the door. She saw me crying and she said, go to the bathroom, wash your face, and go to bed. Now, I got my little self up and proceeded in the house. But before I put my foot across that threshold, guess what I did? I apologized, because that was the only way I was going to get in that house. Because even though she didn't say anything, I knew what she wanted. So I said, Mama, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I slammed the door. Sorry I yelled at you. I was sorry for everything. I took myself to the bathroom, washed my face, and went to bed. The next morning, I got up and my mother didn't say a word about the situation. She acted as if it never happened. I guess in her mind, she was like, she learned her lesson. And I did. I never ran away again after that. And thank God she gave me grace, because technically those lights outside, they were on and I wasn't in the house. So she gave me grace. I didn't say a word, nor did I ever run away again. Now, I hope you enjoyed that story. And I'm sure some of you have those stories of maybe you ran away from home. Well, if you do me a favor, just put it in the comments. And maybe on the next episode, I will read a part of your story, because I'm sure we all have those stories of running away or even talking back to our parents. And do me another favor, push that like button. It's a thumbs up button up there. If you're on YouTube, just push it and like it. I really want people to enjoy these stories. So push the like button, subscribe, and follow me. All right, friends, I will see you next week. It's every Thursday. Season 5, every Thursday, a new episode will be coming out. And family, friends, all of you all have an amazing week. Bye.